I'm here over the magic of Zoom with Josh Silveira, PFL light heavyweight finalist, going to be in action November 24th, Washington, D.C. at the Anthem.
Oh
First of
yeah.
all, just being in that fight, a big fight, a championship fight, something you've worked for very hard over your career. Just how's that feel?
Feels good, man. Feels good. It feels great. Still hard to wrap my head around it sometimes because I think the feeling is always unexplainable. But at the same time, um, man, I feel like this is what I worked for, and I'm right where I need to be. So no surprises, man. No surprises here.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Going to start by going back just a little. Obviously, a great season for you. You put away Ty Flores with knees. You went 3-0 on the season. Just overall, first of all, what was your thoughts on your season as a whole?
Man, the season as a whole, I thought it was great on my part. You know what I mean? I did what I was supposed to do. Um, there was a couple not just weird things for me as a fighter individual, but as for the weight class. There's a lot of different changes. But stuck to my plan. I just feel good, man. I feel like I did what I had to do, no matter what changes happened or, um, you know, if people jumping in substitution, like Impa's he's a reserve guy technically. You know what I mean? No matter what situation happened, we kept our heads on straight and did what we had to do.
And then the Flores performance, like I mentioned, you finish him with the knees in the playoffs. I mean, how big a boost is a win like that going into a title fight?
It's a great boost, man. Just I didn't really know what to expect in that fight. I knew I was gonna win. I just didn't know what to expect, what kind of performance. Because Torres is kind of just a tough guy that goes forward, man, and he don't look like much, but that's his best attribute. So to go get a finish on him, if you go look at his record, he's gotten finished before, man, but he's fought some tough guys, man. Most of the guys he loses to are, I think it was like just Dustin Jacoby, a couple other hard hitting guys. So man, the guy could take a punch, So, and I've never had a knee finish like that in my life. I think that's like every like Muay Thai kid's dream to like they do that on the bag. They do that little shuffle with the knee on the bag. For me to go do that on a person, holy moly, that was pretty cool.
Absolutely. And you mentioned Impa, kind of a reserve guy, or well, came in through the Challenger series at least. I mean, was he even on the radar for you once he did get into the season? Who did you expect to see in the final?
Well, um, I had it 50-50 because I fought Hamlet before too, so I had a feeling it was going to be Hamlet or Impa. Um, once we went through that little phase where some guys had to get dropped from the weight class, and then they had to kind of reschedule everything. So once I saw that schedule, um, I had in my mind that it's going to be like a Hamlet rematch or make Impa. So I ended up being Impa, man, and I think it's a great matchup. I think he's tough. I think he's fast. I got all the respect for him. He's a super nice, genuine guy. Um, but this is a fight, man. This is a fight. So we're just gonna bring it to him. I feel like I'm a complete fighter.
Well, you said it there. He's a super nice dude. You seem like a laid back dude as well. I don't think there's going to be much trash talk ahead of this one. So, what do you do to get your kind of mind in the zone it needs to be in heading into a fight like this?
Yeah, I'm not. You're right. I'm not much of a trash talker. I don't know. It's just kind of funny to me. I mean, I know how to talk, and defend myself if somebody came at me, but um, I don't know. I think it's just kind of funny sometimes. I like to be the good guy a little bit, But if I got to be the bad guy, I'll be the bad guy if I have to. But I think in this particular fight, you're right. We got respect for each other. Um, just two good, old-fashioned kids, man, that want to go win a million and win a world title. So that might be one of the best fights of the night, to be honest. We got two young, hungry guys. Um, he wants to do better for himself, and so do I. And who knows, man? Fireworks might happen.
Well, something you said there kind of hit me, and that you are a young, hungry guy. Obviously, you had incredible success in LFA before you hit the PFL, but this is another level. There's a lot more on the line, and it made me think of the 1980s, and I'm a hockey guy, Edmonton Oilers dynasty, where you had the guys like Gretzky and Messier on that team, and they went to the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time with all the talent in the world and got
Uh-huh.
spanked by the New York Islanders and came
Oh,
out after and said, we found out then what it was going to take. What do you have to do to avoid that kind of thing? Like just the mental side of things to succeed in that big moment. Is there anything you can do to really, steady yourself for it?
yeah, man. I think the best way to answer that question, and I don't know if I speak for every fighter, but I think what goes through our mind, there's thousands of things that go through our mind, but I think the most realistic thing is, am I ready to push this pace 25 minutes, 5 rounds, right? 25 minutes and do whatever it takes, no matter what situation I put myself in. Am I ready for 25 minutes of constant motion? You know what I mean? And on top of that, am I am I scared to get tired? Am I scared to get tired? And I think that's the hole that I've been filling out this whole season is not being scared to get tired, not being fearful to put myself out there and lay it on the line and do what I got to do. I mean, I've got fast finishes, but um, I never look for the finish the way you know, just forcing it. It's something that I let it happen, and I'm almost ready to fight the whole fight in my mind. Ready to go out there and battle. Ready to go out there and deal with adversity. In my mind, Impa Kasanganay is going to be the best version of himself that night, and that's what I'm ready for. As long as I keep my mentality right and I'm not scared to get tired, man, it's going to be a tough night for him.
Well, I have no doubt it's going to be a great fight. Um, you know, as you go into this, obviously you don't want to look past things, but there's a lot of cool things on the horizon from the PFL. Obviously, you got all these free agent signings, Ngannou, Jake Paul, Derek Brunson today looks like he signed on, and he's a guy who's going to arrive in your weight class because there is no middleweight division in the PFL at the moment. What do you think about his addition?
I think he's a great addition. I think he's kind of an old school, new school guy. He's not. I don't think he's getting on. I don't think he's too old. I mean, I think he's in his mid 30s.
39,
Huh?
39.
39. Okay, so yeah, man. A lot of these guys that come from UFC or from different organizations, they make some noise towards the end of their career. I always tell people I like to fight till I'm about 42. 42. That'd be lovely if I could fight till I'm about 42, 43. But man, you're pushing it, man. You know what I mean? So, welcome Derek Brunson. You know, I think it's a great addition. But I'm not focused on him right now. You know what I mean? Let's win this million, and next year, if we have to deal with him, I'll be more than happy to.
And obviously, the focus is on the championship fight, but you mentioned next year. So, is the plan for you to go back into the season? There's no allure to the super fight division?
Um, the to go do a super fight.
Yeah.
I mean, if the time comes and the money's nice or something like that, I mean, of course, we could we could figure things out. But if I win, when I win this million, my game plan as of right now is to come back and win another one, for sure. We're on a sprint, man. I'm 30 years old. I'm only getting older. If we're gonna do this thing, um, let's go. Let's go fucking do the thing. You know what I mean? There's no time to waste. Like I said, 42 is where I'm aiming. That's not that far from now, man. That's a snap in a blank.
You're not wrong there, although you're making me feel a little old. 42 was a couple of years ago for me, but um, you know,
So,
I'll ask you this, and I've asked this to a couple of fighters: is the PFL title the hardest title in MMA to win? Because and to defend, because you don't just earn a title shot based on your name. You don't just get one good performance and jump up the rankings. You legitimately have to go through a season format.
Yeah, man. I know UFC is a big organization and they have a lot of tough guys, but there's some moments where their ranking works differently than PFL. PFL is a season. Um, I'll be honest with you. I love this sport. I love being in the finals. I love all this, but I'm tired, man. I've been tired for a long time. It's a long season. You're getting ready for a fight, and then you fight, then you're getting ready for another fight, then you fight. Where shows like the UFC, Bellator, um, sometimes unless you're in a Grand Prix tournament or something like that, similar to PFL, which Bellator is doing, sometimes guys could just get on hold a little bit. There's no hold here. You're either in or you're out. Um, and this is a fighter's dream, man. Fighters beg for fights. They want fights so bad. This is your time to get 2 to 4 fights in a year. You know what I mean? Depending on how bad you want to do it. So, um, I do believe PFL system is definitely hard on the body, on the mind. It does ask for a lot. It does change your training perspective. Not every day has to be a killer day. You know, try to make it to this fight. Um, this is my second season with them, and I feel good, but it is definitely one of those things where when the season's over, you definitely enjoy that little. I believe it's 4 or 5 months you have off, and then it's back to it again. It's about a 6 month season. And it's cool for me. When I wrestled at Arizona State, and college season is about 6 months. So it's something that I'm used to, but it's tough. Definitely is tough.
I was going to ask about the off season, and OAM has said something similar about the schedule. So, do you take a little more time to yourself after the season is over? Maybe take a vacation, relax a little more?
Yeah, yeah. So this is my second season. So last season, I definitely took some time for myself and just I got some adulting done. Like found an apartment. Bought a car. Like things that fighters don't get to do in the beginning stage. But I got to do some just regular things that I need. Nothing too crazy, And for this particular time, after this season, it'll be a little bit more. I'll have some more time for myself, but at the same time, this is still new to me. Everything's new, the million, all this stuff. So I'm gonna definitely want to make sure that I cover my tracks properly when it comes terms of like financial things and things like that. I don't want to miss any windows or things with taxes and things like that. So I'll try to get that down before I go and maybe travel a little bit.
Well, you talk about adulting, and if you do win the $1 million, I mean, that opens up more than just renting an apartment, but maybe buying a house. So you obviously would then have the money after Uncle Sam takes his share. Have you thought, like, I don't want you to put the cart before the horse again, but have you thought about this is what I would do with that kind of money? Do you have a first purchase in mind?
For sure, for sure. I'm definitely I have a bunch of friends and family actually looking for me now, they're just trying to keep me focused on the fight, but I'm looking for what are they called? Duplexes? Yeah, duplexes or the one with 3 bedroom, 4 bedrooms. I'm looking for things like that so I could have some income coming in besides just getting punched in the face. Just little things like that. So I definitely that would be kind of like my first purchase, but my first real purchase that I would enjoy for myself um would probably, to be really honest, and I'm not trying to sound like a goody two shoe here, but it's probably making sure my parents get a good chunk of money. And then I would feel very good about that part. And then I probably buy really into that Range Rover convertible. Those are pretty cool, man. It's like a US it's kind of like a truck convertible looking thing. So maybe that might be a little gift to myself first, but I don't really know, man. Um, you know, I love this stuff. I love fighting. The $1 million is amazing, but I don't like saying it, but I think I would do it anyways with that if it wasn't for $1 million. You know,
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, when you start out, that kind of money isn't there. And until the PFL came along in some of these Bellator Grand Prix, it really wasn't there either, unless you were Connor or Brock or maybe GSP. So it's a labor of love for sure. Josh, always appreciate the time. Looking forward to the fight. I'll ask you one more. I know the prediction is going to be you're coming away with the win. How do you see this playing out, though, on November 24th?
November 24th. Um, we're ready to swim to the deep end and tread water for a long time. I don't know if it's going to be the first, the second, the third, the fourth, or maybe we fight the whole damn thing. But all I know is you're going to see a guy who's not scared to get tired, and he's going to be looking for the finish. That's for damn sure. Whether it's a kick to the head or I'm putting you to sleep. So we'll just have to see, man. We'll just have to see.
Well, looking forward to it. We will find out soon. Josh, thanks again for the time. You have yourself a great day.
Thank you, brother. Have a good one.
Absolutely. You too.